Somewhere between the desert winds and the snow-capped Sagras mountains, a civilization continues to burn. Not with destruction, but with memory. This is not the story of just a country. It's the journey of an idea, born in fire, challenged by empires, transformed by faith, from ancient kings to modern revolutionaries, from sacred temples to nuclear laboratories. This is the story of Iran, the Empire of Fire, the land of eternal resistance, the Empire of Gold, Cyrus and the Persian Light. Long before the name Iran echoed through history, people lived in the valleys of Elam, one of the world's first civilizations, dating back over 3,000 years. But it was in the 6th century before Christ that the world turned its eyes to the east. A man named Cyrus rose from the mountains of Anshan. He was no ordinary conqueror. When he marched into Babylon, he did not shatter walls. He opened them, he freed slaves, rebuilt temples, and issued a promise etched in clay. The Cyrus Cylinder, often called the world's first declaration of human rights. His empire stretched from the Nile to the Indus. His successors, like Darius the Great, built roads, cities, and an administrative system that rivaled Rome. Centuries before Rome even existed, then came Persepolis. Not just a city, but a monument to peace and unity. Carvings of ambassadors from every corner of the empire, climbing the stairs, bringing gifts to the king, a dream carved in stone. But where there is light, shadows follow. In the 4th century before Christ, a young Macedonian named Alexander burned with ambition. He conquered Persia in a matter of years, and on a drunken night of pride and fire, he set Persepolis ablaze. Yet the flame of Persia did not die. Fire and faith. The Zoroastrian legacy before the Bible, before the Quran. There was Zoroaster, born over 3,000 years ago. He spoke of a single God, Ahura Mazda, and a cosmic battle between truth and lies. He told humanity that we each must choose light or darkness, order or chaos. His religion, Zoroastrianism, made fire its symbol, not for destruction, but for purification. In the temples, the eternal flames burned, tended by the Magi, the priestly class. These ideas, heaven and hell, judgment day, angels and demons, would later echo in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Zoroaster's fire became the soul of a people, a fire that empires could dim, but never extinguish. The last kings, the Sassanids, and their stand in the 3rd century after Christ, a new Persian dynasty rose. They were warriors, builders, and believers. They saw themselves as the heirs of Cyrus. They restored Zoroastrianism, minted coins of silver and gold, built libraries and hospitals, and fought endless wars with the Byzantine Empire. Their capital cities thrived. Their scholars studied the stars. Their laws shaped future Islamic jurisprudence. But from the deserts of Arabia came a new storm. In the 7th century, the Sassanids were overwhelmed by Muslim armies. The last king, Yazdegerd III, fled east, and the ancient fire temples fell silent. But though the kings were gone, the Persian spirit found a new path, a new faith. But never forgotten, the people of Persia embraced Islam, but not Arab rule. They adopted the faith, yes, but they kept their language, Farsi, their customs, their memories, their soul. In the Abbasid era, Persian scholars became the architects of Islamic civilization. Philosophers like Avicenna, poets like Rumi, scientists, astronomers, physicians. Many of the names called Arab were, in truth, Iranian. And then came Ferdowsi. In the 10th century, Ferdowsi spent over 30 years writing the Shahnameh, the Book of Kings. In more than 50,000 verses, he retold the ancient myths and glories of pre Islamic Persia, not to defy Islam, but to remind the world, we were a people before religion, and we remain a people still. The Shi'a Revolution, rebirth of the Persian identity in the early 16th century. A boy named Ismail declared himself Shah and founded the Safavid dynasty. But he didn't just build a kingdom, he declared that Iran would follow Shi'a Islam, a dramatic break from the Sunni world around it. This wasn't just theology, it was defiance, a national identity, a shield against the Ottomans, the Uzbeks, and even the distant Caliph. Under Shah Abbas the Great, Iran entered a golden age. The city of Isfahan became known as half the world. Blue-tiled mosques, heavenly gardens, poetry, and silk. Iran dazzled as a jewel of the East. Faith and nation were now one, and the fire burned bright once again. Oil and empire. The age of foreign hands in the 19th century. New empires came, not with swords, but with contracts. Russia in the north, Britain in the south. The great game played out on Iranian soil. Then came oil. In the year 1908, British explorers struck black gold in Iran. The Anglo-Persian Oil Company was born, the ancestor of today's BP. But the profits went to London, not to the Iranian people. Calls for reform grew. Clerics, intellectuals, and merchants demanded a constitution. In 1906, Iran formed its first parliament, but as always, freedom would not come. The coup against democracy in the early 1950s, a new leader rose. Mohammed. He was democratically elected, deeply popular, and determined to take back Iran's oil. He nationalized the oil industry. He stood before the world and said, "Why should a great nation be poor, while foreigners grow rich from its soil?" The British and Americans responded not with negotiation, but with subversion. In 1953, the CIA and MI6 staged Operation Ajax, a coup that removed Mossadegh and restored the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, to absolute power. The West smiled, but the seeds of rebellion had been sown. The Islamic Revolution. A nation explodes in the shadows of palaces and prisons. Resistance grew, and at its heart was a cleric in exile, Ayatollah Khomeini. His sermons were recorded on cassette tapes, smuggled across the country, played in secret rooms and crowded mosques. In 1979, the dam broke. Protests turned into waves. Millions marched. The Shah fled, and Iran declared itself an Islamic republic. It was not just a political shift, it was a spiritual revolution. The West lost an ally. The people gained a voice, though not all of them agreed with what came next. Iran today. Between sanctions and dreams, in 1980, Saddam Hussein invaded Iran. The war lasted 8 years. Over 1 million lives were lost. But Iran did not fall. Since then, the nation has walked a line between isolation and innovation. Its nuclear program brought global suspicion. Sanctions crippled its economy, but still, Iran thrives in unexpected ways. Its film industry wins international awards. Its students excel in science. Its youth, bold, defiant, hopeful, fight with words, art, and courage. They dance in silence, protest with poetry, dream of change, because Iran is not just its rulers, it is its people. The empire that refuses to die. Empires rise, kings fall, maps are redrawn, but Iran remains. It is Cyrus, it is Zoroastrianism, it is Ferdowsi and Rumi, it is the fire of the temple, the echo of the battlefield, the whisper of revolution. It is contradiction and beauty, faith and doubt, power and poetry. It is not perfect, But it is unforgettable. This is Iran, the empire of fire and revolution, and its story is far from over. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment with your thoughts. What part of Iran's story surprised you most? Let us know. And if you want more journeys like this, you know what to do. Stay curious, stay bold, and stay with us.